Welcome to part 4, which will be the last of a series of videos involving going through the PowerPoint project number 2 in the textbook. I'll cut to the chase since you've been working through this already. We're starting with page 106 in the book, where we'll start adding shapes and word art to the presentation. I already happen to have mine open, and we're starting with the very first slide. Just click on the first slide where we've got the picture background with yoga and meditation on it, the title page. And we're going to click the Shapes button. Now, you may have a situation like mine, depending on the size of your monitor and the way it's displayed. On the Home tab, if you don't see the word Shapes actually there, just look right next to the word Arrange. And all the different shapes that you can have that are built in to PowerPoint are listed. And you can click the More button, that little drop-down arrow that says More, usually at the bottom corner of every group in a ribbon, and you can get some basic shapes. We're going to choose the one that says Sun. So if you go over to page 107, the sun shape is under Basic Shapes. Mine happens to be in the third row. It's shaped like a sun. I'm going to click it. And normally when you are drawing something on a computer, you'll hold down the mouse button and draw the shape like this, which is perfectly okay to do. However, you can, according to the book, you can just select the sun and just move the crosshair, which is what this little plus mouse shape is called, right above the person's head, and just click the mouse button one time, and it will automatically give you the shape. And it selected the little handlebars around it, and once again, just like we did with the pictures in the previous video, you could click the Format menu and make all kinds of enhancements to it. And if you want to resize this, you simply go, as I said in the last video, you can go to the corner once you have this selected, and when the mouse changes to 2 arrows as opposed to 4, you can shape it so that it becomes approximately like the one in the book, and just do the best you can with it. You can go inside the middle of the shape, the sun, and when it becomes 4 black arrowheads, you can actually move it around until you get it exactly where you want it. I'm not perfect with my position, but if you need to just adjust it the best you can, if you need individual hands-on help, you may want to find someone that can help you. And just release the mouse button, page 108, number 2, when you get the shape the way you want it. Now it says to drag the sun shape in step 2, second bullet. It says to drag the sun shape on top of the O in the word yoga. So we may have to make it even a little bit smaller right here. And I think they're trying to play the game about using the O, the sun, for the letter O in the word yoga. I'm going to do something to help you with this video. I'm going to zoom in on my slideshow just a little bit to make this a little bit larger so you can see what's happening. So apparently we need to make this pretty small. And I'll do that by clicking on the picture, going to one of the corners, and moving my mouse in toward the center so I make it just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to move it. And again, if it's too small, you can always undo this stuff. But I'm going to make it small enough, hopefully. And mine's just a little bit distorted. So sometimes you need to hold the Shift key down while you're resizing it. Again, this is something that's harder to do on video than it is in a one-on-one session. And just move it so it's on top of the O in the word yoga. And you get kind of an interesting little shape going on right here. Again, do whatever it takes to make it work. I'm not perfect with this. Do the best you can. All right? Now, hopefully all of you have learned how to do copy and paste in the past. If you've not, that's just an absolute necessity when you're using computers. Go ahead and select the sun shape if you don't already have it selected by clicking on it. And I'm on page 108, bottom, instruction, red circle number 1. And you can either right-click while you're touching it and choose the word copy, or you can go over here to the home menu and choose copy. Do that. And then you can move over to another area if you want to, depending on what your comfort level is, and click the word paste. Keep it selected if you like, and then click the word paste. What will happen, it will put another sun really close to it. Just get your mouse in the middle of the sun, and you can drag it according to page 109, step number 2, second bullet. Move it over so that it's on the letter O in the word meditation. I think what they're doing here is they're playing the little cuteness, it's okay, with the letter O in the word meditation. Do the best you can to get it right. Mine's not perfect in the interest of time. So they're playing with the sun with the letter O right there. We can add other shapes also. We're going to click on slide number 4, the very last one, which is on the bottom of page 105. It's 109 as far as the instructions are concerned. All right, we'll click the shapes button again, and we'll find the oval shape. Again, remember, my screen doesn't have the word shapes there. If you look in the basic shapes, there should be an oval shape that is available right here. It's the second one on the first row, I think, and it will say oval when you hover over it. So click on it, and then just move over to the background right here, just under the lady's bottom. This is a nice way to say it. And just click, and that will put your oval shape right there. Now again, you can use your arrows on your keyboard. You can use your mouse if you want to. And if you want to keep the shape maintained, you want to grab one of these corners and hold the shift key with your mouse. It may take 2 hands to do this and get the shape so that it's a little bit larger. And again, you can move this around as you need to get it the way you want it. For some people, they're going to need just someone beside of them to give them this assistance. Totally up to you as far as how you handle it. And just position it relatively close to where it is right here until you get what you want. Alright, now grab another shape, instruction number 4, click the Shapes button, and choose the isosceles triangle. Isosceles, for those of you who have forgotten your math, is a triangle that has 2 sides that are equal to each other, congruent if you want to get technical. And the isosceles triangle is right next to the oval that we had earlier. Just click that, go to the position on the slide where you want it to be, and click to put it there. I'm going to put my slideshow back at a standard form where you can see the entire slide. Whoops! We can see the entire slide at one time just a little more easily. I'll move this down. Hopefully you've learned the buttons now on the mouse where you can move or resize it. So get that shape the way you want it, and that's the way you insert shapes. Pretty straightforward. Let's go back and click the oval, page 111. And again, just like we did with the picture tools earlier, notice that when you click on a shape that it's got the word drawing tools, and we can click format and we'll get another set of opportunities or tools on the ribbon for specifically oriented toward drawing. In the shape style gallery, instruction or bullet number 2 circle on 111, you can click the more button again, the drop down arrow, and you can have different kinds of effects. You can change the colors and the shapes and all that. And notice that as I hover over these options, the circle changes to give you more or less a preview. We're going to look at intense effect, second bullet, circle number 2 on page 111. Intense effect orange accent 1. That's the second shape in the last row. There it is. And we'll click on that to get that deeper effect there. We can also format the shape, and while the oval shape is still selected, page 112, we can just click in there, I think. Well, let's make sure. The oval shape is selected. Now, I wasn't sure you could actually do this in PowerPoint now, but I understand if you click on the shape, you can just start typing the word. On page 112, type the word mind. Just start typing, M-I-N-D, and you can change the font by just selecting the text if you want to, double-click it. Sometimes you'll get this little miniature toolbar in the shadows, which you're welcome to use. I don't personally like to use it, but you can change the fonts and stuff right there if you want to. Change it to Papyrus font, and I'll find that again. Oftentimes it's at the top of the list because we used it earlier. So it's that font. And I'll change the font color by clicking the arrow next to the A with the red underscore, and we'll choose blue-gray background 2, the third color in the first row, and change the size to 24. Make it a little bit larger to read. Now notice that mine went M-I-N and then D on the next line. You can actually grab the shape and pull it to the right or left slightly, and you can sometimes get the word to be proper for you. So you may have to do a little bit with this, and that's okay if it gets a little bit distorted. That's perfectly okay as long as you're understanding the concept behind this, and you can move this as you need to. Just don't worry about how perfect it is. Now, I'm going to click the Home tab, just in case we haven't already. I didn't mean to right-click it. I'm on the bottom of page 112, and if you'll click on the oval shape again to where it's selected, and I'm going to choose copy and paste again. So over here on the left hand side, I'll choose copy to copy that shape, and then immediately I will click the paste button. I'll get another option there. I should have another one. Hopefully I have that. Sometimes mine has a little bit of a delay. I'll click paste. I may have a bunch of there it is. And I'm going to move that oval shape. Again, make sure it's 4 arrows when you try to move it, so that it's down here in one of these corners. And do the same thing again to get another one. So now you'll have 3 of these circles that are, or ovals rather, that are identical to one another. And just go in and in step 5, circle number 5 on page 112, select the word mind and type in body. Again, if the word's not wide enough for you, if it goes across 2 lines, be careful how you're selecting this. I'm on a laptop, so it's a little bit trickier than usual. And type the word spirit right here. Again, there's a tendency for it to wrap maybe across a new line, and you may have to resize or reshape it to get it to work. And I'm perfectly fine with whatever you do there. Alright, let's look at the triangle shape as well. There's this little text. Sometimes they want 3 words to be united some way. So what we'll do on page 113 is we'll click the isosceles triangle. I'm smelling a copy paste over here, but it may not, excuse me, it may not be the case. So when I select the isosceles triangle, I'm going to go to the shape styles. Again, make sure the drawing tools format is done. I'll go to shape styles, and I'm going to click the more button, that little drop down arrow, to get additional styles here. And I'm not sure why I've got that. Let me hold on one second. I'm going to click the isosceles triangle, step 1 to select it. I'll click the more button under shape styles. That will give me some enhancements that I can use. Tricky. Let's say it helps steady unity among body. We can apply organic shape style. We can follow step toolbar. More button. Intense blue. Intense blue. Intense blue. That's the third style in the last row. Intense blue. And what's it called? I'm missing this. The Drawing Tools Format tab. There it is. Okay. All right, now you want to get the Shape Styles Gallery. To expand the Shape Styles Gallery. Okay, gotcha.